Hi, it's Haplin, and in this module, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of a high-level chat widget. Chat widgets are awesome, and they're super flexible when you set them up with HighLevel. There's a couple different ways you can use it. I'm going to give you a brief overview of how to set one up and then deploy it. Let's dive into this. In a sub account, head over to Settings, or sorry, not settings, sites. We have sites over here in the left-hand corner, and then we're going to click chat widget. In the sub account, you can see I already have a couple, but if you were going to create a brand new one, you would just click this blue button that says new, and that pulls up this pop-up where we have the option, are we going to create an SMS/email chat, a live chat, or a WhatsApp chat? In order to make a confident decision about which one to pick, we need to understand what each of these options really are. Let's start by considering live chat, because it's kind of the easiest to understand. Live chat is what you think about when you think about a chat widget on a website. It just pulls up, there's a little widget that lives where am I, bottom left-hand corner of a website. You can actually have it anywhere, but just stereotypically, at least in America, they live in the bottom right-hand corner. It's a little button that you click that shows a little window. It scrolls with you on the page, etc., and you can just start typing in a question or a query or a message to actually send to the business in hopes of receiving one right back. If you deploy a live chat widget and somebody chats you through it, then it will create a contact that has no name, they have no phone number, no email, there's no contact profile for them except there's a conversation with that message in the form of a live chat that you can respond to in a conversation. Once you respond, the message will show up for them on that website in the chat widget itself, and you can go back and forth. Next, let's consider SMS and email chat. This pulls the chat widget up. It looks the same, it shows up the same. Once they click on it, the window that pops up in that bottom right-hand screen invites them to share their name, their phone number, their email address, and then the message that they want to send. So we collect lead information at the beginning. This basically turns the chat widget, functionally speaking, into a form. And then WhatsApp is actually really just the same thing as SMS or email chat. It's just not those channels, it's the WhatsApp channel. But strategically, it's the same. It basically turns that chat widget into a form. So in deciding which one we're going to want to go with, it's important to consider the strategy. If we have people who are staffing the business and or if we are making use of conversation AI, which is something we'll go over more deeply in a different module, or if we otherwise have a way to ensure that we're responding to messages very quickly, we should go with live chat. As it says, it's great for teams with 24x coverage and with conversation AI. This is because when we respond, when the business responds, it's only going to show up in that chat widget on the website. So if the website visitor leaves, the conversation's basically over, and we have no way to follow up with them. We never got their name, we never got their phone number, we never got an email. We may have had a buyer on the hook and now we've just lost them and there's no real way to track them down. One of the very cool things about HighLevel is that if somebody in the chat widget conversation, if they put their name in and HighLevel discerns it as a name, we have great technology for that kind of procedure. It will automatically fill that into their profile, so it can add their name, phone number, and email automatically. So if I ask in the chat, by the way, what's your email? And somebody replies johnsmith@gmail.com, I don't even have to copy and paste that in their contact profile. It automatically just shows up there. So if you do go down the live chat route, I recommend engaging the conversation in such a way that it hopefully converts into some contact information so that you can continue the conversation and treat that visitor like a real lead in the future with good contact information that you can follow up in those respective channels. That said, most small businesses don't have the kind of infrastructure for 24/7 coverage, so unless you're using conversation AI to have AI handle all of that back and forth in real time with your website visitors, you'll probably just want to go with SMS/email chat or WhatsApp, depending on what's the more popular channel for your business. So I am going to go with SMS email chat for now. Let's go ahead and select that. And now we have a new chat widget. I will give it a name. And here we are in a full chat widget editor that mimics a blank website with this chat widget in the bottom right, so we can see see how it would actually show up in the real world. We can begin with styles and customization. I'm not going to go through every single one of these because they're pretty straightforward. You can also explore our knowledge base if you want to go into deeper detail about specific customization ideas or, niche ways that you want to use this chat widget. But generally, we have styles here, and then we have widget customizations. Here again, this is where you can technically have the widget anywhere you want. Most stereotypically, it's in the bottom right hand corner. In chat window and messaging, we can get into some of the meat and potatoes of how it presents, what message we send, what images we use. Once we have our chat widget set up the way that we like, we can hit save, and that basically gets our chat widget ready to go. Obviously here we can also see how it would show up on an iPad and on an iPhone. Over on the widget, this is what it would look like on the site, and then this is what it would look like when you actually have pulled the chat widget up. But anyway, all that's left at this point is to deploy it. How do we actually get it live? Well, first of all, I'm going to show you how to put it on a HighLevel site, because earlier we learned how to make Linktree pages, and I just want to kind of build momentum off of that really quickly. So we have this growth marketing Linktree. If we head into settings for this site, we can put the chat widget on simply by selecting it right here. So if I just select Haplin's chat widget and hit save, it is that simple. Now let's go ahead and preview this page, which should be familiar to you, and let's just check out and see if this chat widget pops up. And okay, it took a couple extra seconds and that will go away over time, but here we can see beautiful chat widget technology. Obviously the look of this page is still struggling for desktop, but the point is the chat widget is now live, and that is easy money for any funnel or website Linktree related page, any page inside of HighLevel. But okay, that all said, what if we want to deploy the chat widget somewhere else, somewhere that's not already inside of HighLevel? Fair enough. Let's head back to chat widget and open up my chat widget, and here we can click get it for WordPress, which will pull up a new page where we can install the Lead Connector WordPress plugin. So this actually is a plugin for WordPress that will allow you to sync up accounts. So if you have any websites built in WordPress, this is the easiest and fastest way to just be able to dynamically update widgets, and it does a couple of other things too, but the chat widget is a big one of these, to be able to just install it with the click of a button, the same way that we did on the HighLevel site, so you don't have to deal with any code or any kind of custom HTML or anything like that. And then of course, if none of those strategies work, there is the good old embed code. We can just click get code here, and that will allow us to copy a line or two of code that we just need to paste into, it looks like either the body or the footer section of our website. So even that is not too complicated. So talk about a quick win. That is a very easy way to have yet another method by which somebody can interact with you, another way to generate leads from any given website or multiple websites. Linktree strategy is obviously buffed by this type of chat widget being added to it. If you run into any issues during implementation, particularly during deployment, if you don't see the chat widget even though it looks like it should be showing up, etc., I highly recommend you get on your kickoff call. Your kickoff call is a fantastic way to get engaged with us, let us engage with you, get into the weeds of your specific situation, show us your HighLevel account, let us help you click the buttons to get deployed on something like a chat widget or really any of these quick wins. That all said, once you have deployed your chat widget, I recommend you play around with it and test it out as a lead. Make sure you understand the contact creation process and learn how to respond to a live chat in the conversation thread and or see their phone and email for following up with them in those channels. But at any rate, once you are confident in your chat widget strategy, you can go ahead and move on to the next module.